Hello, guys, and once again, welcome to another installment of Nerd Ent on WXCI 91.7 FM. So, yeah, as always, I am the Gentleman Snark, and I have my co-host here, Excalibur.
Hello.
So, yeah, we also have a guest speaker with us here today, and he's going to be joining us for today's show, and he is the Sinister Sheep.
How's it going?
All right, folks. Well, we're just going to jump right into it, and we're going to talk about Cowboy Bebop live-action TV show is apparently in the works here. I believe Steve Bloom sent out a tweet that this is apparently going to be happening now, and what do you guys think about that?
It's just going to be Star Trek all over again, except, with jazz music and whatnot. It's just going to be BS.
My thing is, what are they going to do about the opening? Because Tank is a very, very good anime opening, and they're probably just going to do a title card. But yeah, not even the whole English dub cast even not even the whole English dub cast even knew about this. They're like, what is this, So I don't know. And how anime adaptations are going so far, it's probably not going to be good.
Dude, anime adaptations are as bad as light novel adaptations. They're just an absolute atrocity to society.
As a person that has also read light novels, I kind of have to agree with that. I honestly don't know what to expect from this. Like, who would they even cast? Like, do you guys have any idea who could probably play Spike Spiegel?
Not that comes to my mind, no. Besides Steve Bloom. I mean, Steve Bloom's voice for the character, it resonates.
I think they'd have to, cut out Spike Spiegel from the anime and, superimpose him onto a cardboard figure and just have Steve Bloom speak behind him and have the movie go that way.
I'd accept that.
I've also saw that there was many fans that wanted, if there was ever to be a live action, they wanted Keanu Reeves as Spike Spiegel.
I think that time has gone and passed. Although he has kind of come up to surface since John Wick. I don't think he could pull off Spike. I don't know.
What about Bruce Willis as what's that other guy?
Get out of here with that.
Oh, with
Jet.
Jet. That's
yes,
right.
Jet.
Okay.
Bruce Willis as Jet.
I could actually see that.
Dude, the only one I could see playing Spike Spiegel, I couldn't see any. Maybe Hugh Jackman or Pierce Brosnan. After being on a bender. No, nobody can do it.
I mean, at most.
They tried to do it with Light Yagami. Let's see how far that went. They chose a guy from the Naked Brothers band.
I mean, that's facts. That's fact.
Do not diss the Naked Brothers band.
No, the Naked Brothers band has no hand in that cookie jar.
Next, you know what they're gonna do? They're gonna pick someone from Big Time Rush to be Spike Spiegel.
Oh my, no.
You gotta live it big time.
Oh my god. Why?
Disgusting.
Honestly, if they were to do that, I would give the movie an automatic 0 out of 10. Like I wouldn't even watch it.
I wouldn't even watch it. I just know.
Anime characters are too intelligently designed for Americans or just about anybody to adapt them into a live film. I'm just saying.
Because I think with American adaptations, they're just so caught up with, we need to make this for an American audience, and not, thinking about the original source material. All they're thinking about is we need an action scene in this, even though maybe, for example, Death Note is all about smarts and intelligence, and not so much the action.
Or the romance.
Americans don't write anything worthwhile.
Godfather.
Yeah, Godfather.
I forgot about that. But see, that was violent and had a lot of sex, which is the only thing that... Yeah, but those things are all violent and have sex.
Okay.
Dark Knight?
La La Land.
Okay, whatever that is.
Yeah, it's a musical. I don't even like musicals, and I like it.
I'm really... Now, as for the next one, Faye Valentine.
Okay, that one's a little bit easier.
Yeah, that one's easier. I feel like you could really get anyone.
Anyone for Faye Valentine?
Okay, maybe that... Oh, shit.
You could cast Halle Berry in that.
No.
Yep.
Not Catwoman.
Nah.
I think you could.
Nah.
No.
Because you need somebody, or any of the Bond girls. How about that? Anybody that played a Bond girl can handle it.
I think...
I'm iffy on that.
My initial reaction was Faye is just a...
Femme fatale.
Femme fatale. Yeah, thank you. But there is a lot more to her. Someone who could pull off a lot of range, I think, is actually Emma Stone. I think could actually pull that off. She's very expressive and stuff. Yes, I know Amazing Spider-Man, but she is a good actress.
Really, Emma Stone? That's an interesting choice.
She's very shouty.
That's an interesting choice. I don't know. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't know if that would work at all, but it's an interesting choice.
Yeah.
See, there's nobody that can feasibly play these characters. It's just a lost cause.
But then where's the fun in that? Like, where's the fun in just giving up so soon?
It could surprise us. It honestly could.
Just like all the other adaptations.
Just like Dragon Ball Evolution.
I was just thinking about that.
Now that was a surprise.
How do you have Master Roshi look like? How do I say he looked like a Chinese George Lopez?
How do you not have Krillin?
That was another thing. Where was Krillin?
That's Goku's guy.
Like, where was
he?
Krillin? Where was he? Like, nowhere to be found.
Why did Piccolo look like the Hobgoblin?
That is a
Why
very
a lot of
good
things in
question.
the movie. Let's just put it at that. Why? Like, let's just rename it Why. Why Evolution.
But
Or
back to
please
Cowboy
stop.
Cowboy Bebop here.
Yeah. Okay.
One more character that we kind of got to talk about.
Vicious.
And this one might be a bit difficult because I'm thinking about
Like
it and I
all
don't
the
know
others.
if anyone could really play this character at all, and that's Radical Edward.
Yeah. I mean, again, with child actors, that's hard to pull off because a lot of child actors are bad. Like, yeah, a lot of them.
You could just have Leonardo
the one that's most
DiCaprio do
relevant
it.
right now is probably the girl who played, what was it, 11 in Stranger Things. Like, she's really hot right now. So if Hollywood were to do that, they probably would put her in it. But child actors, they're just generally not good.
How about we find somebody for Vicious? Now that one.
Now that's a topic right
That
there.
is a topic. Kino may be able to pull that one off, actually. Because it requires minimum dialogue, and that's for the better.
I'm drawing blanks on Vicious though. Like,
See,
Who
who was the voice actor for Vicious?
I don't even know.
I am not
That's bad.
entirely sure.
Nobody, huh? But I mean, you just have some dude with what is it, silver long
hair. Yeah.
Exactly. That's
Just
it.
have some dude. Just grab him off the
But
street. That's
Vicious
what
was
they did with
such a
Hugh
good
Jackman.
villain, though, in my opinion. He was probably one of the best anime villains ever constructed.
Oh yeah, the 5th episode is what's it called? Ballad of the Fallen Angels. I think that's what episode 5 is called. Cowboy Bebop.
And that's where he shows up.
Yeah.
The English voice actor for Vicious is Skip. I can't even Stelrich.
Skippity doo dah.
Skip Stelrich.
Sorry, Skippy.
Sorry, Skip. You were good. You were good for the time.
Yeah, the acting with Vicious though, he's very solemn, but the main issue that I really didn't like about the whole Cowboy Bebop thing is, at least with the rivalry between Spike and Vicious, is that it was primarily over a girl.
Yeah.
I
I feel like that's a little overplayed, especially in today's.
It's always
climate.
over a woman, man.
I mean, that is it's a crime of passion. People love it.
I mean, yeah, but it got to the point where he was trying to kill her and Spike at the same time. He even took over the entire the triad groups and like turned them against each other and then killed them off one by one. Like,
Some people just can't handle rejection.
I guess, but that's another thing. If they were to do a live action series, I would say if they were to take some liberties, maybe change up that plot just a little bit, because I will say this, especially in the time of Cowboy Bebop with the whole film noir-esque style being, very popular, having the rivalry between them being based off a woman, it did work in that time, but in this newer modern age, I don't think that type of plot would really work. Maybe as kind of a side one to add on, but there should be more of an
No, they should just
overarching
scrap
thing.
it entirely.
Well,
That is
another
that's
thing.
also very good.
That's
That
how
is
the
another
story
thing.
functioned, was on that noir-esque thing that you were talking about. But it can't function in today's day and age because people just simply won't understand it.
Yeah, my worry is the structure, because Cowboy Bebop, it wasn't just all, one continuous storyline. It was like multiple storylines, and
It was an anthology.
American television is known for like its continuing story plot and not taking the liberty of telling different stories in each episode so anyone can jump in.
The thing that I really did like, though, and the style, because you mentioned in the beginning then how Cowboy Bebop might be another Star Trek. I kind of disagree, because the way Cowboy Bebop is structured, I feel as if the closest in terms of overarching series that it would resemble to is Guardians of the Galaxy, because the way they blend in, old
That makes
classical jazz, funk, all that type of music with the futuresque space travel, I really feel as if it would mesh, it would blend, it would become closer to Guardians of the Galaxy here. So if anything, if they want to do something, they should probably try to fit more into that mold, except don't be as bright and colorful as Guardians of the Galaxy, because
Yeah.
Cowboy Bebop is more, like I said, it's noir style. It's more dark. It's more gritty. So try to blend more towards Guardians of the Galaxy, but keep the dark noir feeling, and potentially, if anything, they can get the theme right. Now, the story and acting, God help us.
They're never going to get the opening right. It's impossible.
I
You
don't
know, they're going to get it right just despite everything that we're saying.
That's going to be the one thing that's good.
I mean, hell, please, by all means, prove us wrong. Prove us. If they can pull this off, I would love to be the first one to say, yeah, America finally pulled off an anime adaptation well. I would love to say that.
Just imagine the day they try to adapt Pokemon.
Oh, God, I dread that.
Ash would never age. They'd have to cast an actor who would never age.
Oh, my.
Jennifer Aniston as Ash.
Oh, my God.
Jesus Christ.
The amount of CGI for the Pokemon, though, would just be too
that would be
ridiculous.
It would be absolutely.
Nah, man. All you'd have to do is just throw a squirrel in purple paint and you'd be good. I mean, yellow. Holy
I would love a low budget Pokemon movie where it's just animals but like cardboard's attached to them. That would be great.
Maybe that would make a good spoof film.
That would make a good spoof film.
You know, the best Batman movie that was ever made was Batman versus Predator. It was some little college flick that these people made.
That was actually a college film.
Yeah, it was like 10
actually
minutes,
a
but
comic,
the thing was,
yeah.
it was really good.
Yeah, I knew it was a comic, but I didn't know it made it to
Yeah.
a film.
Who won that?
My
in the
favorite part
comic?
about that comic,
I believe
Batman, obviously.
I think the Predator really wrecked him first, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But my favorite part toward the end when Batman's getting his ass beat, Alfred comes in with an elephant shotgun, shoots the Predator, and he's down. So Alfred wins.
Yeah, it's an.
I mean, Alfred
Alfred's the greatest warrior.
Alfred has bailed Bat's ass for how long? Like, who's seen the Injustice series where Soups comes to showdown one-on-one match with Bats, and Alfred just took one kryptonite pill, and completely floored Soups. Floored him.
Amazing. And I'm a Superman fan, and I gotta say that was awesome.
And he actually picked up Bats bridal style out of there. Like,
Yeah.
come on. Alfred has been saving Bats ass for way before our time.
I used to I think I had it on PSP, the Lego Batman game, and you could pick Alfred, and his fighting style was the silver platter, and he would throw it at people. I want that in a Batman movie, please.
You know who
Yes.
Alfred reminds me of?
My dad.
It reminds me of the assistant of. Remember the head of the Helsing organization? What's her name? Sarah's Victoria? I don't remember. But the head of the Helsing organization had a butler with these strings that came out of his fingers, and he'd slice people up. That's who Alfred reminds me of.
Is Alfred real? Confirmed?
Well, no, you guys got to watch Helsing. Like,
I've seen a bit of Hellsing.
Okay, yeah.
they could adapt that.
That's very loose to adaptation. I feel like you could go a lot of places with Hellsing, more so than you could Cowboy Bebop.
But see, the thing that I'm stuck on, that I've always been stuck on, is the reason why I always cringe at how America wants to do adaptations with anime and stuff like that, is because they always choose the animes that have a whole bunch of action sequences with the main characters have ridiculous powers and stuff like that. And you know what that's gonna cost? Lots of money for CGI to do that.
Yeah.
Cause you say Hellsing, have you seen Hellsing when he goes berserk?
That's a good point, actually.
Like the amount of CGI and money that's gonna cost to make that happen is just ridiculous.
Yeah, but you could actually find somebody to play him.
Well, that's the reason why American films who adapt anime, when they adapt anime, they don't use a lot of CGI, and they play with the powers and stuff, oh, he can't do this because of this, so they would probably avoid him stretching his arms or whatever. They probably just have him with the gunfights or whatever.
I mean, they've been very good with films with guns. I mean, come on, it's America. What do you
They should
expect?
adapt
Gun
Black
fu
Lagoon.
is-
Black Lagoon would be the thing to adapt.
That is a very Americanized.
Yes.
And that would work perfectly.
There was no space travel.
Hot
It's just-
girl with guns?
I mean, come on.
like it?
I wish I
Exactly.
could sleep with Revy.
I wish too. She'd probably like bite me though.
Probably give the best head ever.
She'd probably bite it off, dude.
You heard it here, folks.
Okay.
Every week.
It's every day. It's every day, bro. Jake Paulers for life.
That's Excalibur for you, folks. Yeah, Black Lagoon would be a good series to adapt. Quick question here. Just want to like go around here. Like, what anime series do you think could, if possible, do you think America or like any place could actually adapt well or come close to adapting well?
That's like choosing what's your favorite Nickelback lyric.
Damn.
There is none.
Well, like
Drop mic, I'm
like
done
we said, Black Lagoon. Maybe something like Trigun, but they'd have to really
Trigun.
play with it.
Trigon could definitely work.
Nah.
I think they'd still have to play with it. I mean, for some reason they got Rurouni Kenshin right. They somehow managed. I mean, down in Japan they did
Yeah,
that. Not
Japan
too
did
bad.
that.
But they could do something like Blade of the Immortal.
Oh, I got it. Death Note.
I thought yours. Oh my god!
There wasn't even time for hesitation.
No, they could they could do something like Blade of the Immortal because
Yeah.
that was grounded. They could do Samurai Champloo maybe.
Music, probably.
Maybe.
It was its own thing, but it's I don't know. People in America
Also
just
created
liked
by
it.
the same guy who created Cowboy Bebop. So.
Okay, yeah, maybe that would go downhill. Sorry, that was a bad suggestion.
No, let's adapt Spirited Away. That would go really well.
Actually, there's one anime I do think
too
that they
sarcastic.
could possibly adapt, and this one is for you, Flamehawk, because I know you're listening.
Oh.
Space Dandy.
Get out of here.
We can adapt Space.
That's more
Dandy.
Guardians of the Galaxy than probably Cowboy Bebop.
Exactly. That's like it's bright, it's colorful, it's fun.
You actually go to.
Do you think they
different
could
planets?
manage to do Gundam? Because they've done
Maybe.
Star Wars.
They pulled off Pacific Rim pretty good, and that's basically Gundam inspired.
Well,
Maybe not in space.
I don't know. It would either have to be a one-off or it would have to be a series of movies because it depends on which Gundam they adapt, though.
I mean, they couldn't do Hero Yui, that's for sure.
Because there's one where they're in a fighting tournament, and then there's one where they're basically in some gigantic galactic war.
They'd have to do the one with the Galactic War.
Yeah, and it has to
Probably.
be a series, though, because then that's like a lot of robots fighting
Yeah.
each other.
That would cost a lot.
Yeah, because at least with Pacific Rim, it was mainly one robot against like one other like monster.
They could
Yeah.
adapt Hajime no Ippo or
That's
Baki.
good. That I don't know about
Oh,
Baki.
what
though.
about
I don't know about
what's
Baki
the
though.
one? Bakugan.
Bakugan.
No, not Bakugan. It's like in the 40s, and they're like immortals. I forget. Bakano.
Yes.
That would be
'Cause
too
that's in
complicated.
America. It's superpowered gangsters.
It could work.
Immortal gangsters.
It could work.
They could do Naoki Urasawa's Monster as well.
I almost thought you were gonna say Naruto.
What?
No.
No, you try Naoki Urasawa. You try Naoki Urasawa's Monster. That one's pretty good because you could have plenty of people play Kenzo Tenma. You guys don't know what I'm talking about.
No, I'm thinking about
I
it.
blanked out.
I'm actually
No,
thinking
it's
about
kind of like it's a Death Note cat and mouse game, but the thing is it's not as character focused. It's more plot driven.
Okay.
So we could handle that in America. We're not too stupid for a plot driven story.
Can one of the characters be Jake Paul?
Who's that?
Every day, bro. I just opened the floodgates.
Oh well.
Oh man. Oh no. Don't.
I think this is
don't
going to
do
be
it.
like an 80-minute show.
Don't do it. No. Paul. Jake Paul. You know the Viners, Logan Paul?
Oh, him.
Yeah, his
Okay.
younger brother who
Yeah.
yeah, he's a mess right now. Do a whole podcast on that, but that's
Yeah, that's pretty.
he's terrible.
You could also have anyone play the villain, given how the story was structured. What's his name? Johan. Yeah, anybody could play him because he just didn't say anything the whole time.
But I mean, I feel like that's harder with no dialogue because you need to portray emotions more accurately than you would if you had a speaking role.
I guess you're right.
I actually would want to see them try to adapt Ungo, which was like an all detective anime where this guy he's being lorded around by society as being the defeated detective because he's the only real detective left because security and technology is so advanced that nobody really relies on detectives anymore. They really just rely on the security system. And the guy that runs the security system, basically,
That's what they should adapt.
Yeah.
Psychopaths.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be perfect for me. It's basically a Minority Report, but with guns.
The only difficult character they could is Maku, or what says Makishima.
Yeah.
Kogami would be easy.
The action scenes could actually work too.
The action scenes, that's definitely in American cinema's forte.
But they might be better off doing the second season instead of the first.
Why so?
Because the second season was a little bit more violent, and it was a little bit more gutsy, and it didn't have as many overarching themes that were difficult to understand.
Well, yeah, because you gotta dumb things down apparently for people in the U.S.
Yeah, I don't want to play out how American cinema isn't intelligent or anything, because they have adapt Japanese movies like The Departed with Matt Damon and Leo DiCaprio.
Yeah,
that was originally a Japanese film.
Yeah,
and in my opinion, 100 times better.
No, it's just the American audience doesn't have the capacity to sit down and I was gonna say they don't have the
attention span.
They don't have the attention span nor capacity to really go through something like Monster, a 70 episode cat and mouse game.
Don't get me wrong, I love American cinema, but if we're talking about adapting anime, that's just an extra layer of hard, because doing a live action anime is like where you have over expressions and stuff. It's not going to work on an American audience.
Yeah, especially when they literally have to like Americanize the jokes, because
exactly.
a lot of the jokes, they don't make sense over here.
They have to make
they could adapt Perfect Blue, because they did Black Swan. They did Black Swan, so they could do something like that. Yeah. I'm surprised he knows this much.
I actually have I'm a basis of anime, but I'm more into American comic books. American comics, just comic books, I guess.
We should segue into our next topic.
Speaking of which,
American comic books and stuff. Josh Brolin as Cable for Deadpool 2. Well, Ryan Reynolds got a bit trigger happy.
Bullshit.
So clearly, Excalibur isn't really happy about Josh Brolin being Cable.
No, I'm not happy about Green Lantern.
Well,
that happened a while ago. I think the waters have pretty much died down for that. That metaphor made no sense.
But in any case, Josh Brolin as Cable. Sinister Sheep. What do you think?
What do I think? I mean, it's like Marvel casting, even though, yes, I know this isn't a part of the MCU, but Marvel casting has been so predictable. It's like Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange. Everyone saw that coming. And Josh Brolin, it's like everyone saw that coming. I don't know the guy, I'll look it up, but the guy who did Avatar, the general, whatever his name was, wanted to be in it, and he worked really hard at it, but they just gave it to Josh Brolin. And Josh Brolin's already Thanos, so give someone else a chance. Come on. I mean, I'm not going to say he's going to be bad. He's probably going to play the role, but
what I'm really am curious about, because I remember way back with my old co-host, for some of you who may have watched our old shows when I was with Flamehawk, I would always wanted to see Ron Perlman as Cable instead, because
that would be good.
A lot of people have been saying that,
because I could see the chemistry between Ron Perlman and Ryan Reynolds works a lot better with, Ryan Reynolds being basically Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, joking around, constantly making jokes. I've always seen Ron Perlman in positions where he's always dealing with, snarky characters, and he's able to quip back and deal with it. I really feel like the chemistry could work. With Josh Brolin, I'm not going to say he's a bad guy. I'm going to wait to see the movie before I critique his acting. But for now, at the moment, because I actually have seen him in a few other movies, I don't really see that kind of potential for the chemistry to work between him and Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
For some reason, people said Mel Gibson.
No.
A lot of people said that.
No.
Why?
I don't know. I don't think it either. I just wanted to throw it in there. No.
Why?
Director, sure, but not. He's
not
not going back in the limelight. Well, actually, he's going to be in Stepdads 2 with Will Ferrell and Mark
No.
Wahlberg.
First of all, I don't think Mel Gibson should be shut down anymore. He's a wonderful actor. He was an idiot, but you know what? People are just trying to destroy good talent like they tried to destroy Bill Cosby.
But Bill Cosby actually did those things.
I don't think he did.
Okay.
I think they're just trying to set up the black man.
By the way, the guy who I was mentioning, who was in Avatar, his name's Stephen Lang.
Which one? That's the
Stephen Lang.
Yeah, he looks like Cable.
Oh yeah, a lot of people wanted that
Yeah.
Stephen Lang to play as well. Yeah, he definitely looks the part, but I guess many people
Yeah,
were questioning
I don't want
age.
to. What is it, Justin Roiland?
Josh Brolin.
Josh. But I mean, just give someone else a chance. Come on.
I'll play Cable for sake.
Yeah, I will too. And I'm not that athletic.
I mean, and then there's the fans with their unreasonable complaints, like why doesn't he have a whole bunch of giant guns like in the comics?
Okay. From a comic book fan standpoint, let's just all admit right now, besides Vertigo and Neil Gaiman's Sandman and anything Grant Morrison in the 90s comics are shit. Spawn. What does he do? He cries in a church for a whole issue. For his first issue, he cries in a church. And Youngblood? 90s comics suck. So these changes are fine. Big guns suck in a live adaptation. Please don't. You'll ruin it for everyone.
I mean, meanwhile, next thing you know, they want Josh Brolin
That's
to play him be like roided up, just like the real Cable on the comic books. Like, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
People are just too much of loyalists to the actual comic books, which is okay to a certain degree, but we got to be realistic here.
I think the only comic book adaptation that ever really went right in a movie is Deadpool. That's the only one they ever got right.
With
I'll stand by
adaptation
that.
to loyalty to the character, that's correct. Yeah, I would say, because even now the new Spider-Man, like they still haven't been able to really nail Spider-Man. Like first you had in Tobey Maguire, you had the nerdy side, but that was it. Then you had Andrew Garfield, which was a handsome nerd, which doesn't make any sense. But he did the funny side, but only the funny side, if you could even call it comedy.
That's why you get Childish Gambino.
Yes. Do
That's
Miles
it.
Morales. Do it. I'm not even a big fan of Miles, but I'm sick and tired of Peter Parker. I'm sick and tired.
Amen.
It's
Amen to that.
it's not even that I'm sick of the character. They do nothing with him, including in the comics. Because basically all he does is they're like, "Oh, he's getting really close to Mary Jane. He might marry her. Oh, we got to make him single again. Oh man, I got to go to my Aunt May's house." It's on loop. Nothing is unique about Peter Parker anymore. Nothing at all.
And
Challenge me.
I'm happy you
won't.
brought up the whole Miles Morales thing, because one of my main complaints, and a lot of complaints with the Homecoming movie, is that they pretty much took a lot of stuff from Miles Morales and gave it to Peter.
Yeah, in the Ultimate Spider-Man by Bendis. That's accurate.
Like, what? I mean, the only good thing about the movie, in my opinion, besides whatever, is that we do get to see that we got introduced to the Prowler, so we already know that, and we also got hints that Miles Morales is definitely exists within the MCU, so maybe we'll get Miles Morales as Spider-Man.
I don't know. He's not mainstream enough.
Yeah, that really annoys me that they ended up putting Childish Gambino in the film, but as the Prowler.
Yeah.
But when everybody wanted him as Spider-Man.
Yeah. Like earlier on in The Amazing Spider-Man, people wanted him as Spider-Man, even though his movies are shit, and I'm glad he's not in them.
Oh yeah, by the way, for FY, for those who don't know, Childish Gambino is actually like Donald Glover.
Yeah.
It's
So
clever.
Glover.
Also
my-
very good at rapper,
So
actor.
Yeah, they're just saying his rap.
Watch
Okay.
Mystery Team. You'll understand where we're coming from.
Listen to Redbone on repeat and cry yourself to sleep. That's what I do every night.
I really don't know. And the thing that I don't understand about the whole Homecoming movie, I guess we're gonna go on this tangent for a bit, is that everyone was blindly defending this movie. Like you could say no wrong about this movie. Like I remembered that one of my old co-host Flamehawk had written a review for Homecoming, and everyone shot it down. And like anyone that spoke, and it's not even just us, anyone that spoke negatively about either Tom Holland or the movie, it was like a witch hunt. They try to hunt us down. Like this movie could do no wrong. Like come on. Like the movie was average at best, in my opinion.
Kind of like Suicide Squad.
Suicide Squad is an amazing cinematic masterpiece. It won an
Shut
Oscar. None of the Marvel films in the MCU have won an Oscar.
Wait, are you
Suicide
dead
Squad
serious?
has. Yeah,
Yes.
for makeup.
Then that's. Oh shit!
Oh man, for makeup. Now you know what they're gonna do. They're gonna put that on the box now. Oscar nominated or Oscar winner, Suicide Squad. Oh.
In my honest opinion, though, people kept ragging on Suicide Squad a little bit too much, because when I watched the movie, I didn't think it was that bad. I thought it was a pretty decent flick. By no means was it perfect. It probably wasn't a great film, but I thought it was a good film at the very least.
I'd have to disagree with that.
Suicide
A
Squad
lot
was
of that.
horrific.
Yeah, it was bad.
How do you
What is
have
that?
Will
The
Smith?
stench of death? Harley Quinn in that, like, Harley Quinn works animated. I don't think you could do it live action. Like, she gave it her best, Margot Robbie, but I don't, like, she's hot. I'll give her that. But
No, you need a girl to do Harley Quinn because women get that crazy.
Okay,
All
moving
right.
on.
Hey, look, I've had enough of it in my life. I know.
And now that we're on the whole topic of and Harley Quinn, let's talk about how Leonardo DiCaprio is going to be posing as Joker for a Warner Brothers solo Joker movie. FYI, it's not going to be part of the DCEU. It's going to be its own movie. But Leonardo DiCaprio as Joker, what do you guys think?
I think they already have a Elseworld logo built up. So my fear is, number one, this Leo DiCaprio thing isn't confirmed. It's just a rumor. But if they continue on with Elseworld stories, it's just going to be, you're going to have a DCU and you're going to have an Elseworld universe. And the average moviegoer is just going to get confused. Like, why isn't Jared Leto Joker now? Like, people are going to get confused unless if they really advertise this well. My thing with Leo DiCaprio, he's a great actor. No doubt about it. And what I think he could pull off crazy, because Django Unchained, that whole table scene where it's, you know, the one with Samuel L. Jackson and Jamie Foxx, that whole scene where he, like, I think he cuts his hand right and he's like going crazy, and he actually cut his hand during the filming of that. Like, he can go to no lengths, but appearance wise, I don't think this is going to work, because, you know, with Heath Ledger, they transformed him into something else. You didn't see Heath Ledger at all. I don't think you could do that with Leo. Leo just has a recognizable face, and I don't think you could pull it off.
Am I the only one that thinks that if we were to put a purple suit on Leonardo DiCaprio, I think he's a pimp?
I think he's a pimp
Isn't
in
a
everything
Joker
that he
thing?
plays. Well, all right, my opinion on it is that Leo can play anything. He can literally play anything. Any movie that he's ever been in, he's done a stellar job with whatever.
He could be Winry in Full Metal Alchemist.
I was going to
Live
say
adaptation.
something similar. I was going to say Oliver Twist, but
Wow.
I mean, he played that autistic kid and, you know, the one with the fat lady who climbed the stairs like Gilbert Grape or whatever. Yeah, he did that.
Yeah.
It was pretty good. But you know what? He can't do the Joker. Like, it's just not him.
Yeah. I think you need to find someone more underground. You can't have a big name like that.
I mean, I think if it were to work, they'd have to do something closer to the Jack Nicholson version, where they would have to probably, like, you know how they kind of did that weird smiley face?
Yeah.
They probably
I
would have to
think
do
so,
that
too.
for Leonardo DiCaprio for that to maybe work.
Yeah.
Maybe. And even then, that's probably a stretch.
My other problem with this is that it's an origin story. And the thing about that everyone loves about the Joker, or that if you're a Joker enthusiast you should, is you don't know where he comes from. He's a force of nature. He's like, I compare him to, like, not in action wise, but Alien from the Alien movies, the xenomorph. You don't know where he comes from. You don't know what his origin is until recent movies. He just exists, and he's there to cause chaos. And that's all he's there for. If you just add an origin, then that just ruins it. Now, you may say Alan Moore's Killing Joke. Yes, but in that, it was more, you know, what he thought his past life was. He even says, if I had a past, I prefer it to be multiple choice, saying that he might be lying the whole time. Now, if they did a cool thing where it was like different types of origin stories and they're just all bundled up together, that would be a unique structure, number one, but that'd be kind of cool. But origin story, you can't do it. I think it has to be in the middle of his career or when he's first meeting Batman.
Or you could just do the Killing Joke.
The thing
That'd be too short, though.
Well,
sex.
no, I don't want them to do the Killing Joke, because I remember I had to watch the animated one and I hated it because it sucked.
Bat sex.
What?
That was so unnecessary.
So Batman and Batgirl. So basically, because Barbara Gordon, spoiler, gets pretty much sexually assaulted in Killing Joke, they were like, for the animated movie, they were like, okay, we need to build her a backstory to make her a stronger character.
So she the bat.
And she Batman, who is, one, older, and she's a college girl, and he's like probably well in his 30s, 40s.
There's nothing wrong with that. That happens every day.
For
But
some
the
reason,
thing is-
they just, Bruce Timm likes it.
My issue is, because again, I don't mind having sex or raunchiness in a medium as long as it serves
Right.
some type of purpose. My issue with this whole sex scene that happened within the animated movie was that it had no purpose. It
Gratuitous.
just happened just to happen.
Yeah.
Which I didn't like, because I understand what they were trying to do. They went from having Barbara Gordon is supposed to be the daughter, is supposed to be like the daughter type character, and Batman is supposed to be the older, the father figure. And she's trying to be like, oh, I can do my own thing. I'm grown. Like a
So they
rebellious
have
teenager.
sex?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's
Like,
so they went
it's
from.
it's like it was honestly like watching incest. It was like awkward.
They went from the father-daughter dynamic to now she's just a jealous lover type of archetype. And I hated that. They destroyed the character.
It's disgusting.
It kind of sounds like they turned Jason Todd into a female.
A little bit, not too much.
You know
exactly
not,
what I'm
not
saying.
Too much.
They had that stupid relationship with each other.
I don't know.
I don't think Jason has ever even had a relationship.
No, what I'm saying is that he had a stupid relationship with Batman. Like they bicker like two women.
Gotcha.
Which-
You're not my dad.
It just came so out of nowhere. Like, first they're yelling and screaming, then she pins Bat to the ground, and then she takes off her cowl, and they just... I will say how they animated the scene, though, did look, I guess, nice in a sense, because when they were doing the horizontal tango, they had a gargoyle looking at them creepily down. So I thought the setting was at least nice. I will give it that. The setting was pretty nice, but the whole scene in general was just completely unnecessary. Like,
Are
I
we
even
critiquing an
Yeah.
animated Batman sex scene right now?
Evidently, yes.
You've never seen One Night with Aunt May?
Oh,
What?
gosh.
What? What happened? I want to
Moving
hear.
on.
No, you
What?
better. Is this the thing, or is this just a
I
joke?
don't even know.
It probably is. Rule 34.
Oh yeah.
Well, there was one thing in the comics where Peter accidentally saw Aunt May with Jameson.
Yeah.
That
Oh man, that's
Parker, give me
rough.
pictures.
That's rough. Oh man. See that? No, they nailed that role perfectly. They got him right.
So yes. Now, since we were on the topic of Joker, let's who's y'all's favorite Joker?
You want me to go first?
Let's
Heath Ledger.
and why is that?
Because the dude was for whatever reason, he literally lost his mind on purpose to become the Joker. He became the Joker. Like, the role just corrupted him. That's why. He just played it the way that it should have been played. Nobody else played the Joker the way that should have been played. Like, you know how Daniel Craig, how he plays Bond? Perfect Bond. It just worked. The dude just fell into the part.
It was at a great cost, though, but
It doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
I mean,
a little bit it matters. So
overall, it's a great performance. Yeah, I'd say. And what I like about it is if you try to do that in the DCEU, it wouldn't work. Like, this Joker wouldn't work, but it worked perfectly for Nolan's Dark Knight universe. It fit perfectly to the point where people weren't even talking about Batman in the Batman movie.
It was
All
a
they were
Joker
talking about
movie.
was they could have. That's how you nail a Joker movie. Make it less Batman, more Joker.
and it even goes to further show how well it was when there actually been videos online stating that the real hero of that movie was actually the Joker. Like, there's actually been videos of people saying that, oh no, Batman wasn't the real hero, it was actually Joker. Like, everything that happened in the movie, Joker had orchestrated it to play out that way.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, I personally think it's a stretch, but when you actually watch the video and see the reasoning, the reasoning behind it, it can make some twisted sense. And considering this is the Joker, might as well be logical sense.
Yeah. I mean, the thing with that movie too is he wins. The Joker wins in that movie.
So, Sinister Sheep, your favorite Joker?
My favorite is actually good old Jack Nicholson. If you want to talk about someone who's born into the role, Jack Nicholson is definitely your guy, because he just you don't even to look any further than The Shining for insanity wise, and I think that may have been what Tim Burton was looking for exactly.
Here's Johnny.
Here's Johnny. Yep. And the look of him is not terrible. Like, it's a classic. It's almost Killing Joke. Kind of looks like that. This one's obviously more not flamboyant. More excited and eccentric. He's more crazy with his helper Bob, and he shoots him at the end, which is hilarious. He played up more of the funny side of Joker, and
especially when he took out that giant gun from his pants and shot down the Batwing.
Like, that didn't even take me out of the movie at all, and that's insane.
Well, my favorite, which I'm probably gonna get maybe a lot of slack or cop out, being called the cop out for this, but Mark Hamill, come on, I can't go with anybody else besides the original, man. Like, let's be real, there would be no Joker without Mark Hamill. Can we at least agree with that? There would be no Joker without Mark Hamill.
I agree. He is the voice of Joker. Anytime I read a comic book, it's Mark Hamill's voice. It absolutely is, because he's just outstanding.
Like, you you know the man is a complete legend and icon when they have people take the Bane speech from one of the Dark Knight movies and have him say it in Joker's voice. You know the man's a legend, and just manages to pull off so much better than the original villain it was intended for. Like, come on, the man's a legend here.
Now that I'm starting to think about it, the only ever villain that they got right in the entire Batman cinematography was probably Bane in the one with George Clooney, because he didn't say anything and he was just a freaking brute. How do you cast Jim Carrey as the Riddler and Tommy Lee Jones as Two-Face?
That was who directed that? Oh my God, Batman Forever.
Yeah, it was stupid.
Bat nipples.
Bat nibbles, badass.
Val Kilmer as Batman?
Isn't he? He's fat now, right?
Yeah,
He's
so
okay.
like Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze?
That wasn't too bad in my opinion, though.
Wrong.
Like Uma Thurman as Poison Ivy wasn't actually too bad.
I think. Okay. Let me just gather myself real quick. I think. You know what? I'm just gonna say this. Out of all the superhero movies, Batman and Robin is the room of cinema for superhero movies. It's like you can watch it, you can enjoy it for how horrible it is. And Uma Thurman, everyone in the movie sucks.
Yo,
everyone,
they
everyone.
couldn't have, nobody
They made
could have
Batgirl
played.
Alfred's niece for some reason. Like,
Nobody could have played Poison Ivy. I think Uma Thurman was actually a good choice. It just they can't adapt Poison Ivy.
I think the direction was just bad as well.
Uma Thurman would actually be a good Poison Ivy.
I don't know about now.
Actually,
but
I have it on DVD, and I just thought about this. I don't even know if there's commentary on it. I kind of want to hear the commentary on whoever's commenting on the whole film. You know how they have it on the DVDs and stuff? I just want to listen to his excuses.
We should do this later.
Yes. Patreon.
All right, so since we are on the talk about bats and clowns here, let's try to end it off with
You are good with these transitions.
that It movie, Stephen King's new adaptation of the It
Oh
movie.
boy.
Yeah.
So
Wait,
Sinister Sheep, I've been familiar that you've read the book here. So
Yes, I'm
Candy
I'm a
ass.
big
It's the first swear in the book.
I'm a big Stephen King fan, and this one, the first picture of Pennywise, I wasn't digging, but as the trailers went further and further, I'm starting to really like it. And so far, this has been recorded, I think, Thursday, so I haven't seen the movie yet, but as far as I can tell, the reviews have been positive, overwhelming, and I'm glad that they left out a lot of stuff that didn't need to be in the movie that was in the book. I don't know if we want to go into detail about that, but
They should have had it.
spoilers, by the way.
All right, so just straight out the bat, I'm going to try to say this. So basically, at the end of the book, they defeat Pennywise until the next part of the book where they're all adults. This is as them as kids, and they're still pure, and Pennywise wants to take that purity, so they can't escape from his lair unless if they become unpure. And what they have to do is they have to have a orgy with the one girl that's there, and that's how they get out of the cave. And thankfully, the director has taken this out because as it's even dicey to kill kids off. Just implying kids having sex is just on a whole new level. So I'm really glad that they took it out because
Okay.
that would just kind of be grotesque. But yeah.
Okay, well, this is a Stephen King adaptation we're talking about. That's the point. Excuse my language. That's what he was trying to go for. And when we make these films, we need to stay loyal to the actual storyline. Kids having sex with each other is totally wrong. But, I mean, it's a movie, and we kind of got to be loyal to Stephen King because that's what he was trying to do, scare the out of us.
Well, with adaptations, I don't think you have to be exactly on the dot, such as The Dark Knight, as we were just talking about. That's based on no comic book line whatsoever, no storyline, and it's a great film. It's completely unique. But they're pretty much following the book beat by beat, as far as I can see. And, they're still going to have the, spoilers, the blood oath at the end where once they do the blood oath, they don't see each other till adulthood, and we'll see how this movie does. And if it does good, they'll probably do an adult version, but not a porno version, just as adults. Pennywise. One Night with Pennywise.
See, now that's another topic that I want to go on to here is whoever's playing Pennywise now is that this guy has big shoes to fill. Tim Curry was unstoppable.
He was more funny to me. I was never afraid.
That's what made him scary.
I mean, I don't really. How can you be scary if you're funny though? I mean, that's kind of like maybe if you do the twisted humor type of thing.
It was over dramatic, I feel.
You guys don't
Whereas
like
this
Tim
one's
Curry?
A little bit more. No, I have no problem with Tim Curry. I just him in that performance I didn't really enjoy. Where Pennywise in the book is a little bit more serious. Well, he still has the funny aspect to him, but you get in this Pennywise, you get more of a I want to kill these kids instead of the Tim Curry where it's like I just kind of want to spook them, you know.
Yeah, but that's the point to Pennywise, and that's what I don't mean to cut you off, but I'm kind of passionate about this. That was the point to Pennywise, was that he was supposed to be creepy. He wasn't supposed to be overtly scary or overtly funny. You couldn't tell based on looking at him whether he was going to hurt you or whether he was going to hug you, and that's what makes Pennywise perfect. And Tim Curry, I think, did that well.
I think you captured all that pretty well, but Tim Curry just doesn't do it for me. He's too cartoonish, in my opinion. But not that it's a bad performance, it just doesn't capture him as well.
Well, so I guess based on you two's discussion here, you guys have a lot of expectations for this film, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'm seeing it tomorrow. I can't wait.
I have absolutely zero expectations for it. I mean, Stephen King.
You should go with that because then it'll be surprising.
Stephen King is just one of the best horror fiction writers ever in existence.
Yeah, hopefully they don't screw it up like Dark Tower.
Holy crap.
Oh, why?
See, some of his films they didn't do too bad of a job with. Like the first It wasn't it was a decent movie. I mean, with the exception of the frickin' spider.
Except the spider.
Yeah, it is.
Spiders.
But I mean, what other movies of his did they adapt?
The Shining. But that one is nothing like the book. Better, actually. With Jack Nicholson.
But I know they've adapted other movies too.
Yeah, Pet Sematary was
that was
good.
Great. I loved Pet Sematary.
What else?
I mean, I was kind of afraid of 3-year-olds for a little while after that, or however old Gage was.
Carrie. But those movies are all right.
A quick little thing, though. I just want to hear y'all opinion. Is that there's gonna be another Chucky movie? What do y'all feel about? How do y'all feel?
I don't give a shit anymore.
Just throw it in the trash.
Stupid in the beginning.
Thank you. Like I'm not trying to throw shade.
I'm not even like one of my fears is creepy dolls. Like even still to this day, and Chucky was the reason why. But rewatching all those films is just garbage. Especially, I think it's the third one. He's in like a military camp or something.
Yeah.
I'm like,
dude, he switched out the paint rounds. He switched out the paint rounds with actual rounds. Like so, they were doing a drill. They were shooting each other. It's like, do you know how much time it would take for an animatronic doll to do that? And he had him do it in a 2-minute frame.
I personally never really got the appeal of Chucky. Honestly, I thought it was kind of like watching the Leprechaun horror movies, and let's not even get into that.
I don't even understand why they even made that. That was retarded.
I think even the last Chucky movie didn't even make a theatrical release. It was just straight to DVD and Netflix. That's how you know it's not going to be a good time.
I mean, you know what they could get? What did you guys think about Rob Zombie's Halloween?
The first one was okay.
First one was okay.
It was nothing like John Carpenter's, but I still think they did a halfway decent job for some reason.
I didn't like how they betrayed the girl, especially because she was talking overly sexual the whole time, and I was just like all the females in Rob Zombie films are like, oh man, I like boys, and I won't get into details.
Yeah, they're like, I know what you're saying. I just thought that they kind of what they did was the Michael Myers psychopath. They kind of went down that route when Michael Myers was never really a psychopath. He wasn't even a human being.
Okay, let me ask you this: Do you like your Michael Myers to have a backstory, or do you like him as nothing
about him? Nothing about him.
Yeah. Okay.
So you basically just like him as a force of nature, then.
Yeah.
Essentially, I mean, they also did a really good job on the Dr. Loomis in that movie too. The John Carpenter version, he was the best character.
Yeah, they actually pulled that off pretty well.
Honestly, the Halloween movie series, I found them interesting as a kid to a point, but then as I got older, it's just I don't know. I guess it's just Because you know how when you're kids and you watch horror movies, you get so frightened, but when you get older and you rewatch it,
Just by the idea that it's a horror movie, yeah.
you're just like, okay, what is this cheesy stuff? Like,
Yeah.
people doing stupid decisions that they shouldn't have done. Like,
But-
oh, let's split up, guys. Dumbass.
That, in my opinion, that's the best slasher film. Like, that was the best slasher
Oh,
concept ever
Whoa,
created.
whoa.
Wait, which
whoa,
one?
Whoa, what?
Halloween is the best
Okay,
slasher.
if we're talking about slashers, my man Jason Voorhees got you beat. Friday the 13th?
Friday the 13th with
Okay.
horse.
Whoa!
Well,
Wait.
all right. Well, okay. Let's everyone calm down. Everyone calm down. I will say this: the first Friday the 13th, Jason's not even really the one who's the killer.
It's his mother.
And the second one, he doesn't even have the iconic mask until I think it was the third one. He had the iconic mask.
Maybe
'Cause-
Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, I think that one's more shock value than any
It's
of the
more
others
realistic.
listed.
The dude, what?
I'd say Halloween's a little bit more realistic because it's like a mental patient, and that's more believable.
But
than-
what was this? He was a college reject or something like that. They just put on people's faces over his and cut him up, right?
And they were also, basically, they were a family of cannibals as well.
Yeah.
See, I didn't know that part.
You know what I didn't know? In the fifth Texas Chainsaw, Matthew McConaughey made his debut in that. Cinematic debut. Matthew McConaughey. He had a robot leg. He was the guy with the robot leg.
The more you know.
The more you know.
So,
He likes driving his Lincoln.
well, folks, I believe that's going to be it for today's episode of Nerd Ent. Once again, you can catch us on WXCI 91.7 FM. And also check us out on our website, nerdent.net, to find out more about the show. Once again, we are Nerd Ent on WXCI 91.7 FM. So, as always, I am the Gentleman Snark.
Enjoy your Cheerios.
And
Nickelback is the best band.
Out of here.
and on that
So is
note,
Hollywood Undead.
and on that note, see you guys. And be sure to catch us on Saturdays at 9 p.m. on WXCI 91.7 FM. 1.7 FM. 1.7 FM.